the incredible MJ here again. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a guest on here. Yes, it's not just going to be me today. I have a guest on here and we are going to be talking about the important things you should know in your job search process. His name is Dayo Awolaja, aka Dayo Productive. Dayo is a learning and development specialist and a career counselor, and he has been in the HR space for quite a while now, so he sure knows what you should look out for and every detail that you need to know as a job seeker, and he's a seasoned instructional designer. So welcome with me, Dayo Productive. Hi friends.
Hello colleagues.
So I would jump right in. I mean, when people are looking for jobs, they go they spend endless hours working on their CV, on their job search materials, on the things that they want to do that would help them get a job. But after doing all of that and researching, what exactly do you think really stops them from still landing their dream job?
Okay, so there are a number of things that stop the average Nigerian youth, even across the world, from actually getting the job that they desire. And MJ, you would really relate to this because at some points in your life you also have been a job seeker. I have also been a job seeker. And one of the things is, first stop is even the application process. When you start applying for jobs, is either you are doing it right or you are not doing it right. So if it happens to be that first stop, maybe your CV is not in good shape, or by the time you are sending out your emails, you are sending it out the wrong way, emails without body, empty email, or no subject. You see people, they'll forward the CV they have forwarded to about 5 other people, and then they forward it to you, and then you're wondering that can't even work, right? So these are some of the things that you begin to look at and in your job search process for people that are applying, and you say that, oh, this doesn't work. This is why people don't get jobs. Again, people are not they don't tailor their application to the kind of jobs that best suits them or their skill set.
Exactly.
So for example, you study business administration and all of a sudden you are looking for maybe a customer care job, a customer service officer job role, or maybe if you study business administration, maybe you can begin to look for a role in, say, administration. So like an administrative officer, that looks more like it.
Yes.
So again, because of that lack of clarity, a lot of people are missing it.
But then Nigeria, many Nigerian youths are confused. Come on, like everybody is figuring it out. Trust me, everybody is figuring it out, and because of that, you wouldn't blame them as much, because when people apply for jobs, in Nigeria, which is a peculiar case, Nigeria is a very unique market, actually. Nigeria is so unique to the point that forget whatever you're passionate about, first get food on your table. So what would you say in such scenarios? Like you were trying to say, you mentioned that people don't tailor their application to the job role that they're applying to. That's very true. And also you're applying for a job and you are begging them to take you on the role. Like why are you begging your employer, your prospective employer? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be very professional.
In fact, I've seen, just to cut you, I've seen an email that says, if you take me for this really will put food on my table.
Are you kidding?
We've gone through endless, I used to work as an HR person.
Through a lot.
I tell you, and it's really crazy, right? So one thing I'm going to say about that is, if you're really looking for a job to put food on your table and you cannot really wait immediately you have graduated and you're just very, very under pressure, what you should do is, now the future of work is tailoring more to freelance. You can begin to freelance in the meantime. Don't just sit down.
For experience sake, especially.
For experience sake. So, I see a lot of people that say, I'm not really good in this area, I'm not really good at that area. But what you can begin to do is to begin to freelance. You can do Upwork, you can do At Your Service, you can do a number of other platforms, Fiverr, and start building a skill. That's when you realize that as a writer, if you used to call yourself a content writer and you begin to work with a client that you're freelancing with, and then the person tells you, no, this is not good enough. That's when you begin to know that,
maybe I'm
actually
a content writer.
Do you understand my point? And so at that way, you would already have been learning on the job and you will be earning. So by the time you finally get your foot in the door and meet with an employer, they would know, from the way you speak, because you'll be using the kind of terminologies that you should use, they would know that you have that experience.
About knowing what you want, how do you think people should know what they want? If they want to, oh no, she's on. How do you think people should identify what they really want?
How do you think they should identify what they really want? And now, so you don't just, when you straight out of school, you don't just assume that, oh, this is what I want, because if you have not already seen people that are doing something like that. So sometimes it's social media. You're on social media, there, LinkedIn, right? It's a professional network. And so when you are there, you begin to see people that have other job roles, that are doing this, that are doing that. And then you can just tell that, oh, this looks like something that I want to do. I find it very fascinating. Again, networking is very important, because you can't take out the part of the role that networking plays. Because the more people you know and you speak to in the career space, the more you get to know what you want to begin to do. For example, what I'm saying now, you know how it is, right? Someone might just look at me and say, Dio, I want to be a career counselor as well. I want to be a learning and development. I want to do what Dio is doing.
Yeah.
You understand? So that way, because you've interacted with a brand, a people, a video like this that we are shooting, then you can begin to have that idea that this is what I want to do. And again, it's speaking with people that have gone ahead of you. You really cannot take out the part of having to speak to people that you used to know, or that way you were in school together. So someone graduated 3 years before you graduated, you want to ask him, young man, what are you doing right now? Daffy, what are you doing now? Dio, what are you doing now? And so that way you can begin to get a clue. And then what you need to begin to then do after you get the clue is to say that, all right, can I juxtapose this that this person is doing with what I'm currently studying? So if you can put it together that, oh, so if it is administrative officer that guy is, and I'm a banking and finance person right now, or I'm a business administration person right now, then that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a friend that I have, Gloria. Gloria studied English language in school, and so she studied English in school. By the time she finished, right, she found herself doing these very short skits on Instagram. You can check out the Gloria Olufeko. And then she's doing Dr. Glow. She's teaching us how to speak good English. And she's in the media space. She's a radio girl. You need to listen to Gloria on the radio as well.
Talented.
Very articulate and very talented. So that way you can begin to know that, oh, this is the path that you want to follow. So pretty much easy. Networking.
Yes, and by answering all those questions and networking and doing all of that, you'll be able to draft a plan for yourself on knowing the way forward, on knowing exactly what you want to figure out. And this is not just for people that are in school or that are fresh out of school. If you are even trying to move from one career to another, or you are just having some quarter-life crisis, like some people call it, you're 25, 26,
you know.
And then it's like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want from life. You can adopt this
plan.
You can adopt this plan as well.
MJ, let me say this before you go ahead. It makes me remember some 2-3 years ago. That was in 2018. I had written this plan. It's a career plan. And this is very funny. I divided the career plan into 3 phases, which actually works right now, into short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. Guess what I wanted to be in that plan long-term? I wanted to be a motivational speaker. Now,
aspire to perspire, and respire.
In the era that people began to condemn, that was 2020, began to condemn motivational speakers, and I now felt like, wait, this is not good enough. This is not visible, and then I had to change again. So what I'm trying to say is that you will definitely have career plans, but you cannot get all the clarity that you need in one career plan at a particular period of time in your life. You got to keep working on it, keep reinventing, keep talking to people, keep changing stuff. Keep
working on it. Okay, keep tweaking. There's no one size fits all, and you can't just always try to be like other people.
Absolutely.
So keep tweaking your plan. And let's now move to researching and planning. So we've talked about planning. Researching when you want to get a job. So let's say you've applied and you've been asked to come for a job interview. Now this is a peculiar season. We have COVID-19, we have insecurity everywhere. We have so many things flying around, and everybody is scared and worried. If you're not scared for your health, you're scared for your safety. So what are the things you think we should note and we should take very seriously as job seekers in this peculiar time?
First off, something that you should take very seriously, I know that is going really around right now, some people that use the medium of job interviews to actually kidnap some Nigerians. And it is very, I've seen a couple of stuff, and I'm going to say it here, is GNLD. They come in different faces and in different ways. Is, in case
network
you don't know,
marketing jobs.
you know, GNLD is like MLM, multi and this level marketing. And so you're wondering, you're seeing this interview from AKC Net Solutions and Co. And this is funny where names. The research, very funny names. Well, your business name is going to be funny. That's on the business owner. Now, but we have very many business owners out there. Small businesses are out there. And so how do you know that this business has a very good online presence and they have some sort of, they've been in business for a long time? Now, so for some businesses that are new businesses that are actually very legit, you'd see that they do not really have a website, but they have like social media pages and all that. What you want to do,
and they have
also,
an audience.
Apparently. So what you want to do is to most likely trace out, particularly LinkedIn does this. And this is why I advise that if you want to look for any job, LinkedIn seems like the closest platform that you can get something. So if you're looking for a job on LinkedIn and you put up, you'd see that there are employees of that particular business on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So if you have, for example, ABC and Co company on LinkedIn, it will say ABC and Co company has 55 employees. They have 2 employees. They have 3 employees. Now go to that employee, one of those employees, and then go through it and send one of them a message. What is it about your company that I need to know? I've been invited for an interview. Now these are things that you can begin to do.
Yes. Personally, what I usually adopt is I use several platforms. I use Indeed. I use Glassdoor. I use Nairaland. Nairaland is a lifesaver in Nigeria.
It is a lifesaver.
Nairaland is a lifesaver.
It has been civilized.
You go on Nairaland and people will tell you these people are scammers. People, once you just put it out there, search their names. Sometimes you copy the email exactly, put it on Nairaland, and you will see that other people have also received these emails. And you know, it's just funny how some people leverage and take advantage of innocent people that are trying to get decent living. So try your best not to fall into their hands, because yes, justice may be served, but what would have been done would have been done. So ensure that you take your safety very seriously, as well as taking your face mask, washing your hands, maintaining social distancing, doing your best to stay safe, not just for your life but for your health as well. Everything equates to your life. So it's something that person who they alive they get job, or somebody that is alive that takes salary. So
that is, you know,
exactly, that plays online and say, now I work with KPMG. You know, but if you don't have a job, if you are not alive,
stay alive to eat the fruit of your job.
Exactly. So you've done the work. You need to be safe, so you will not pour it all away. Okay,
so there's another side to it that I quickly want to mention before we leave that part of it is, does this particular job, does this particular company fit my own career path? What I mean by that is my own goals, right? My career goals. So for example, you want a job in branding, but not just any branding. You want a job in corporate branding. So if they do entertainment and they do media and all that, and you actually want corporate branding, what's the point taking that kind of job, right? Now, you might do it for the experience, for getting to know stuff, but you need to also do the research from the outset to know that these people are not going to be offering me the career goal that I seem to have. So don't be expecting them to be delivering to you point, hey, they're not doing this in my company, they're not doing this in my company. You know, people complain a lot about their jobs, you know. I mean, it's like, okay too, but be sure that from the outset.
You went into the job with your eyes wide open. So
wide open, and your brains too wide open.
And another thing you should notice, there's no perfect job.
Yeah,
there's no perfect job. Everybody wishes to sack their boss, so there's no perfect job. Yeah, but it's just like something that goes on amongst employees. So the thing is, there's always a job there's always something about the job that you might not always like, but the idea is, out of 100%, at least get up to 80, 90,
Absolutely.
Be comfortable, have a good pay, have a work-life balance, have fun at work, learn and grow, you know. These are the things that, you know, we're going to talk about what makes a good job. Because that question is very relative. The answer to that question is very relative, and I think we should discuss it very soon. What is really a good job? You should look out for it, okay? Look out for it. So speaking of
Yeah, go ahead. Come on, feel free. Are you scared to ask me the question?
no, actually. So when they say you need to be daring, it's not something that I know motivational speakers say it a lot. Be daring, go for what you want, you can do this, all of those things. The motivational speaker that Dayo wants to become, so yes, let's be serious about this. Let's be realistic about it. You need to take action. You can't just slack. You can't just say jobs will come and meet you at your doorsteps. Sometimes you don't even have to wait for job adverts to be put out there before you apply for jobs. I will give you an example. So recently I went on the page of this big company I've been eyeing in my industry that I wanted to work for, and I started to research the MD. Like, the woman is doing amazing things, and I said, I can work for this company. I'm behind these guys for a while now. You know what, I woke up that day and I packaged a very detailed cover letter introducing myself, telling them about how I've been following them for a while and how amazing the things that they do are, and the skills I've learned over time, and I feel I'll be a valuable addition to their company. So I sent it to the MD and I sent it to the HR consultant on LinkedIn, and before you know it, I got a response and I got an email, and I went and proceeded with the interview process. I did exams. I just proceeded, and it was very shocking to realize that being daring is not just by being daring in the mind. You have to just go for what you want. I like this. You don't wait for them to say we are looking for admin officer or learning and development intern or something before you apply. Sometimes you just say, you people, you have money that belongs to me, you have experience that I deserve to get from you, I'm coming to work for you, these are the things I can offer you, will you take me or not? Sometimes just do it, slap it on their faces.
In fact, this brings me to a particular incident that once happened on Twitter. It happened to a friend of mine, and what she did was, on the day of her POP, so she had just, what people do on Twitter now, on the day of her POP, they say, my employer is on your timeline, or one thing, and then she went online, and then on Twitter particularly, and then she said, my employer is not just on your TL, my employer is, and then she tagged the name of the employer, and then she wrote, I've been wanting to work with XXX company for a long time, and then she went ahead in other threads to tell them the kind of certificates and the kind of courses that she has taken over the last 1 year. She put them there. The courses she took on Udemy, FutureLearn, Coursera, she put almost everything there. It was up to 8.
So obviously she had done her work, she's skilled. What else?
She really knew how to put her best foot forward. At that particular point in time, that company might not have been looking for that particular person to
they'll make space.
But they'll definitely make space. And just recently I also saw that one of our team leads in the same company was celebrating her on LinkedIn, saying that for the past 2 years she's been amazing, and then she has grown to become a team leader as well. So that is the progress that you want to make if you know what you want to do. And then so if you're making steps like that, daring steps like that, you begin to come off as, this person is bold, this person is confident.
And then you gain respect, even as a job seeker.
But now the most important one would then now be, what happens when you now get in to the company, and what happens when you get your foot in the door? When they call you for an interview, what happens? I think that's something that you want us to talk about.
Yes,
too, right?
we should talk about interview process, the documents you need to have. This is actually depends on the industry and exactly what you want to do, your field of study, your field of expertise, or your field of interest. So, but just tell us, what are the things, since you used to be an HR person, what are the things you think people should have that that it's basic and it cuts across all industries?
Okay, so for me, what I would advise is, when you're going for any interview, there are certain documents that you must prepare. Definitely your CV. Now there's a difference between a CV and a resume. That's what people say. I don't see it as any difference, because I write CVs, and so what I do is I try as much as possible to tailor it to the job role that you're applying for. So for example, you're applying for an executive assistant role now. You don't want to just give them a generic CV when you get there, when you're applying, right? You make sure that that particular document is tailored. You also have your cover letter, and not just your cover letter written in the paper, your cover letter written in your head, meaning that you have your pitch ready.
Yeah.
I am Dayo Awolaja, I'm a learning and development coordinator. I mean, look at this, isn't it fresh? Let me do this for you. I am Dayo Awolaja, I'm a learning and development specialist. When you're looking for an instructional designer that is spot on, you may as well want to talk to me. So, I mean, that carriage, which is the next thing that I'm going to talk about, is very important. So, if you have all of your documents at hand and you take it there, they might request for it. Yeah. And then one thing that you should also have is your documents in yourself, okay? What are you writing in the CV and who are you?
Details.
Okay.
That's why you shouldn't lie. You shouldn't try to.
You really should not, because you don't need
yourself. Yeah, of course, there are English language words that you can use to package yourself. There are words that they enhance your features, just like makeup, but not plastic surgery that completely changes.
It changes everything, and you don't need that.
So you don't have to lie. That becomes a lie. That becomes a false image of yourself. So you don't have to do that, because yes, you may get the job, but your skills keep you on the job.
In fact, now the chances that you're going to get the job if you come in with the plastic surgery is very, very slim and very lean, because people are now beginning to they see through exactly. So people are now employers are now beginning to be very thorough with the job search process, which is what I'm going to talk about now. So when they invite you for an interview, they're looking much more than the competence, much more than the technicality of the job. They're looking at the behavior of the person coming for the job. So if you are a typical liar, right, and you lied in your CV, and then you came with plastic surgery, they are going to be able to see through that, because when they begin to ask you certain questions, you get uncomfortable, which is why people who have nice CVs, they have nice documents. By the time they get to the interview and they begin to ask them questions, you realize that there's a problem.
There's pretty much nothing.
There is really nothing, you know.
So
let me give you this example.
Yourself,
let me give you this example, MJ, before we proceed. There was this particular company that my company was recruiting for at a particular time. The business owner was in the UK, or he's still in the UK, and then he wanted to recruit a business manager here in Nigeria. And so we had looked, we got about 2 candidates, and we needed just one more to make like 3 candidates for him to look at to say, oh, this is what works. So we had referred that candidate to him to speak to him. And then this particular candidate, I remember the guy, he came on the Zoom interview, and then they were asking him questions. This guy pretty much knew everything about all the questions. Can you design a website? Oh yes, sir, I can design a website. Is this a website? I've done a bit of this, I've done a bit of that, I've done a bit of that. So when it comes to management on operations, I manage over 70 Disney directors. I work at this, I work at that, it's okay. When he began to look like he could do everything, then
something was fishy.
Then we knew something was fishy, because psychologically we could read that he can actually not do half of what they said he could do. So you don't want to look that way to any employer, right? So you don't want to look that way. On the other flip side of it is how you dress, how you look. You don't want to dress casual to a company that they are not really casual, right? And you don't want to you don't want to be all uptight to a company that is really, really casual. Yeah. Imagine that you're going for a social media job and you're wearing your thong, so you don't need all that.
It just looks
I'm not saying dress down completely.
Calm down. It's not a big deal.
But some chilled vibes. Chilled vibes. So that's it. It's pretty much the interview. And when you're finally talking to the person that you want to interview, I want you to see yourself as, and it's really important, put the interviewer under pressure to interview you. So the way you answer their question, impress them to that point, so that you are not the one feeling uncomfortable. Many people feel uncomfortable when they are asked
Many
questions.
people don't also know that you have the right to interview. So let me tell you something. A job is a win-win contract, meaning my employer wins and I win.
Absolutely.
So the things that your employer wins are the inputs that you put in the company that makes them grow, that makes them make more money, that all the skills that you bring to the table.
Absolutely.
But then in return, you forget all those motivational speakers. They tell you to forget your dreams. Fine,
Calm
you
down
may
with
choose.
motivational speakers now.
You may choose to forget your dreams or not. That's your choice.
Yeah,
but
sure.
the idea is, the win for you is your remuneration. How much are you being paid? Is it worth it? Your work-life balance. Do you have time to rest? Do they give you opportunity to learn and grow? You know, all those things. So you have the right, even if you are fresh out of
Believe
school,
MJ when she tells you
ask them questions. What do I stand to gain from this job?
Absolutely.
So it's not all about, can you do this job? And then you are shaking. Yes, I can do this job. No, you should ask them too. What do you have to give me in return? Because you are bringing something to the table. That's why it's very important to have necessary things in place. Like you were talking about, you were about to give us a list of documents that people should have.
Yeah.
You know, apart from their degree qualifications that they can also, you know, get here, and their platforms. Please give us platforms where people can learn skills.
So when you're learning, that's pretty much straightforward. If you want to do online learning, or if you want to do classroom, if you want to do online, you can do. I like Coursera for online courses. Future Learn is also good. Future Learn is really good. On Allison, you can see free platforms on Allison. Udemy, you'd see at a subsidized rate as well. Udemy, right? Yeah. And then you can go to other platforms that are very Nigerian focused. We have some platform. I know we have Skill Factory. You can go to you can do masterclass. That masterclass is international.
Jobberman is also.
Yeah, Jobberman also has this particular soft skills that you can also you know, subscribe to.
Those are the popular guys, though.
The big ones. So what you said about win-win situation, I want to lay emphasis on that. When you're speaking to any employer, do not be shy. Feel free. Person is a human like you. I've been a recruiter for quite some time, so I speak to people all the time, and when I speak to them, I'm like, calm down. You know, to act like that.
It's also the responsibility of the HR
to make them feel
comfortable, because you're humans, right?
You know, so when it gets to this particular part that is very important, don't forget remuneration. When they say, what do you want to earn? Don't begin to say, don't begin to think that I'm not really good at this field, I'm not really good yet, maybe I should put it down. Let them be the ones to say that based on what we have evaluated, your skills and I'm not now saying that for a job that is about 100K, you're not going to start asking for 500K in Nigeria that we live in. Calm down, right? So you want to say 100 to 150. If you want to earn 150 and you know that you can put out a output for that particular job for 150, go for it, man.
Yes.
You know, don't shoot yourself in the leg and say, okay, what are you willing to do? Can we do, say, I'm actually looking to 150, but maybe we can. Don't do that to yourself. Do not. Don't.
300K you want.
You want and think that you deserve it.
I can deliver output
so
that is worth 300,000 naira.
Absolutely.
300,000 naira. I can deliver outputs way more. Ask for it. It's what you deserve, and it's because you've put in a lot of work in developing yourself. Don't undermine the process. That thing is not easy. Learning, going through a lot of process, and when it now comes to CV, I understand that many people are not very good at selling themselves. That's why we have amazing people like Dio Productive can help you with your CVs. People that they know these things, and you know they're online assistants as well. But it's just best to have humans help you review your CV and help you bring out the best of yourself, so that you can put your best foot forward as well. So I think we should wrap things up here.
Yes. So maybe I have just a few stuff to say, to conclusion to wrap it up. Job search is a job. The act of actually looking for a job is a job.
Yeah.
So don't feel, this is not motivational speaking because she's going to flag it. Don't feel downtrodden when it's not really working out the way you want it to work out. Yeah. Honestly speaking, don't feel that way. I've also been in that, position at some point in my life. Don't feel that way. It might not work out in the next 1 month, 2 months, but trust the process, right? Keep working on it. Because if you're not working on it that way, what exactly do you want to hold on to? You just keep stressing yourself out.
We've all been there.
And then you're looking at your friends that are into business. You're not really business oriented or entrepreneurship driven. And then you're thinking, this has AX, and not even in the rise of the Forex guys, the Yahoo, you know what I'm talking about.
You don't want to be that.
I mean,
don't listen to
so
that.
so that's what I'm saying. In the rise of that, and you're looking at that guy has a lot of money. I don't have this. He has this. He has
Don't compare. Don't compare.
I know that.
Don't try.
MJ
It's not easy.
would look for a particular day, another good day, to talk about an episode that you shouldn't put pressure on yourself in the era of being a 20-something. So I'm good.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Dayo. It was nice having you here. Thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to research, safety first, ask for what you want, be daring, and go for it. And trust me, very soon, my comment section will be filled with testimonies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right now.
Bye. Bye.